Whoopsie. Whoopsie. We're live, pal, and I have the wrong background up.
Whoopsies. There it is.
There we go. There we go. Post show. Yes.
Right. Welcome to the NoDQ.com Wrestling Trivia Challenge post-game show here on both the Greg Cherry brand and the Jeff Meacham Network. I'm Jeff Meacham, hence the Jeff Meacham Network. He's Greg Cherry, the champion, hence Greg Cherry brand. It's kind of how it works. Anyway, man, another thing where I'm so glad I'm sitting here and not over there.
But you know what? Everybody, like including myself, thought that it was going to be like that Michael Turner was going to wipe the floor with Adam, and just based off their first round matches. As we have seen, first round matches don't dictate how the rest of the tournament goes.
They really don't, and it keeps being proven time and time again. And now these semifinal matches, the next 2 weeks, man, like, are you like how copious is the ass sweat? I'm asking the champ here.
That's what you want to hear. That's what all the viewers want to hear. That's why you get more subscribers. How sweaty is your ass?
That's right. How sweaty is the champ's ass right now? Watching that match back.
This isn't going to get me on Quizlemania. But no, it's not real yet for me. Okay. Like, I know we have both semifinal matches in the can. It's not quite real for me yet. Once we record the finals, that's when I'm going to kick it into high gear. Because fortunately for me, I am keeping my mind fresh thanks to CWT.
Yes.
So thank you, JB3, for like having this G1 tournament during the course of our tournament.
Yes.
So that's keeping me relatively in a good space, but I have no idea what's going to happen because I don't know what questions you're going to come up with, or JB3 or whoever else you enlist to come up with questions.
Right. Yeah. I'm relying on any and all sources because, man, full disclosure, I watched both the semifinals get recorded.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know about we talk about sweat. I think I've lost like 15 pounds of sweat this week between the Greg Cherry show yesterday, between watching these trivia things be recorded, the dad's recording earlier in the week. It's going to air tomorrow. Jesus. And then, of course, going through the Hell in a Cell match with Hunter and Undertaker that we're going to watch on Rewind tomorrow. God almighty. And by the way, we did that today. Like, and I'm still like from a couple hours ago.
Well, speaking of CWT, I'm recording a match tonight. Like, this is my third recording of the day.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping myself very mentally busy, as it were. I almost said mentally challenged, but that might be other things.
Yeah. That comes later. If you lose the title, your brain will like short circuit.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that. I know it's coming up, and it's a very real possibility considering who's left. Because between Chris Cass, Michael Turner, Scott Gata, and Louis Dangor, I really got my work cut out for me. I don't know if this was the final four that I predicted. I think I had Matthew Rosa in the finals, which that obviously didn't work out.
Right.
But man, like,
I will. Speaking of Scott, by the way, happy birthday, Scott. We tried to have Scott come in today during the postgame because it's his birthday. We wanted to gush all over him for being the WWE Trivia Champion, but didn't work out.
Yeah, we did get to talk to him briefly. Happy birthday, Scott. And again, congratulations on winning the Stump the Bump Ultimate Championship. I will see you next year, brother.
Exactly. That's it.
That's the hope, at least.
I think if you beat him, you should just take his Shawn Michaels title and run like hell.
He may very well. We will see. But that notwithstanding, again, great showing between Michael and Adam. Yeah. I was really hoping Adam would get that last like Flair question at the end with Jericho's opponent at Unforgiven, but I don't know, man. It's I want to tie this tournament. I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be like on the other side of the tie. I want to, and that's something I was hoping for last tournament. Like when it came down to you and Mark. I was hoping that there would be a tie there as well, and that one came down to the last question.
It did.
I have 3 tiebreakers set up. I want to use them. I won't obviously, unless the next 3 matches end up in a tie. but I want to use a tiebreaker somewhere along the line.
Yeah, I'm hoping whatever, if we do get a tie out of these remaining 3 matches, like it's going to be so epic to see what you unleash upon the world. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. So we've got, the people are commenting in, and of course, Josh with the obvious there. Holy crap, what a match! Edge of my seat, and then with your Paul Heyman intro there. So there's that. Adam trying to bribe you was beautiful. I agree.
You know what? You know what the funny thing is? I didn't even hear that till I went back and edited it. I completely missed it. So I didn't even catch that. I was like, damn it, I wish I would have heard that. But I didn't hear it.
Don't tell this. This is what he wants. Wait a minute. Yeah.
I know. I completely missed it. Like, I feel so bad. And cards on the table, had I had the foresight to realize that we were airing this on April Fool's Day, I would have done the Quizlemania intro for this show, but I didn't have that foresight because
we also talked about, had we been able to air Rewind today using the old XMB theme as we do anyway, I would have totally put up a mid 2006 XMB intro and have everybody shit their pants. Like, wait, what the hell's happening? But,
exactly. Or you just upload an XMB episode and take whatever heat comes your way.
If I air an actual XMB episode, they're going to throw me off the earth, not even YouTube. They're going to throw me off the planet.
Yeah, well, you'd have to find one that ages better than others, because there's another topic, another time.
But I mean, there's hard episodes, and yeah. So Josh is asking, offering to submit questions. Please do. Go back and watch the tournament, and then help me. Maybe your nickname should be Greg the Gauntlet, Jerry, after the Gauntlet kid. Yeah, both of us, man. Seriously. He and I have been talking all day. Often we've been recording, he and I, all day off and on. Once Mania is over, it's going to be okay, then we got the trivia final and the championship match, and then I have to just kind of creep into the 24th, get my COVID vax, and then it's
then we have 3 months off, basically. I got the Greg Cherry show, and basically that's it. That might, because, well, I don't know if you want to talk about Rewind, we taped it, but I don't think.
Right. Well, we have a lot of people on our platform, so I'll go ahead and give a little teaser. I do make a announcement regarding the future of Rewind on tomorrow's mega episode, because, by the way, we did end up getting just the match of Matt versus Jeff Hardy, because the Peacock thing on the WB Hub on Peacock is so non-user friendly as far as thumbnails and whatnot, so I wasn't able to get the full experience. But we did get the entire, from Sean's entrance to the walk up the ramp of the end of an era match. So between Rewind tomorrow and the Dad's episode, we're gonna go 3 hours in that block tomorrow.
I do want to bring this up. Sam Fisher says, where can the tournament be found? The match that you're looking for just aired. So it's on the Greg Cherry brand channel exclusively. It's not on.
I'm guessing on my channel asking that question. That's why it's a bit.
Yeah. So if you want to watch the Michael Turner Adam Blampied match, which was a fantastic match, so you might want to check that out. It should be available on demand if it's already processed, which it should be.
Right.
Yeah, go check that out. Feel free.
Please do. And
it just premiered.
And the entire tournament goes back however many weeks now, and give us feedback. Let us know what you think of the matches, what you would do if you want to be involved in the next tournament toward the summertime. Please come on in and check us out. Big G, I love you for your super chat. Thank you so much, man. Cheap plug. Check out the latest Gridiron Grapple episode. Thanks for the inspiration. Again, I say this every time I get one of these. I love that Talk Wrestling has inspired stuff like this. Yes. It makes my day. It really does. So I appreciate that. And I know Aaron, if he's watching, which he doesn't, but I know he appreciates that too, because Aaron and I, and he should not be named, had this little germ of an idea 19 years ago. God, the numbers just stagger my head. They really do.
They stagger your head. Is that what you said? Oh,
well, no, that came later with the stagger cam. I did it on the air, Lee. You said I said you wouldn't do it, and I did it. Ha!
You're talking about the stagger cam?
Okay, we're gonna get wound up and get really lost in this, so we better stop. We can't talk about the stagger cam anymore. Anyway,
Twisted Minds. Greg, do you think you get Mike Semper5 for the next tournament? I don't actually know who that is, but I'm sure we could reach out. Excuse me, I had something in my mouth. I'm honestly like, while I'm thinking about next tournament, at the same time, I'm not thinking about next tournament because I still have whoever wins this thing to face off against, and that is going to be probably the most stressful thing since I faced Ruben.
Okay, if he's from that, it probably won't happen, only because Big Dave and his crew don't like to associate with us common folks. So
I'd bring Meltzer on. I don't care if he wants to be in the tournament. I'd say bring Uncle Dave on.
Well, no, I would love to have Meltzer in here and have him a big piece of humble pie. I really would, but he won't, and that's fine. We've had Brian brought up a few times. Brian was on an Extreme Mayhem back in the day on the same show that Gene Okerlund was on with us back in 2003, previewing. It was a 4-way preview. Myself, my co-host Brian, and me and Gene previewing Bad Blood 03. That was a fun show. I had no problem with Brian Alvarez whatsoever, other than the fact that he happens to be associated with Ed Meltzer. Whatever. But
you know what? I want to throw out the gauntlet because I, again, want to face the best in the world to show that I am the best in the world. And yes, I've had this thing for over 3 years. We know this. But I've faced a lot of people who, if we're going to be completely honest, weren't in my league. I don't mean to say that like arrogantly. It's just...
This is not a year ago heel turn. Settle down, kids.
It's just the lay of the land. Like, I don't mean to say that. Like, I want to face guys like Chris Cass. I want to face guys like Michael Turner or Scott Gata or Louis Dangor. And Chris, Michael, and Scott I have faced before in the past.
Right.
Louis I haven't. So he's kind of an unknown. But, fortunately for me, that's kind of the beautiful thing about this tournament, that I kind of get to scout my competition as I go along.
Right.
But at the same time, when the chips are down, I have to be on the other side answering the questions. Right. So don't you dare turn heel. No, Jeff and I joked about that with like something we did like 12 years ago. So that did not work out well.
That's fine tomorrow. I'll check it out.
So check out Rewind for that.
Full disclosure, I was like, I don't. Yeah, remember. Around the time this is happening, Dylan was born. So my brain post April 4th, 2008 is just fog. Just gone. So Josh also said, Aaron was my inspiration for my channel, and I've grown to love and appreciate all the friendships I've made with all the NerdQ guys working on figuring out a name for my NerdQ column. Well, dude, we again, my whole thing with Aaron started with arena reports, going to the live shows and just sending in stuff, and Aaron threw it up there, and he got sick of the side of my name enough to reach out to me for a co-host for him and his high school buddy to do the podcast. So off I went. So, it's I'm gonna pull back the curtain a little bit. Every time I've been in a match that Louis been in, like I've been watching, from teams or whatever. Yeah. I come on the stream and I go, you scare me, kid. Like, you just befuddle me. He's so young and he knows stuff that I don't know, that oftentimes I don't know if you know. It's like, it worries me about 3 weeks from now if he's the one at the end. It's like, geez.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but there's some stuff that's like, man, some of these questions I wouldn't know if I didn't have the answer right in front of me.
Well, the thing is, Louis had, he's done very well, but he's gone up against a lot of heavy competition, and now he's got hot. And I mean, I'm not trying to blow smoke up his ass, but this kid, how old is Louis again?
Louis is 20 years old.
Okay, so this 20-year-old kid from across the pond is going to go up against the guy that literally yesterday went on WWE's main web show and became their trivia champion. That's got to rent space in the kid's head.
Gotta get it. Yeah. See what we did? But yeah, my goodness.
How does that not? I mean, I think about it. I was 20. We were when I turned 20. We were less than a year into Extreme Mayhem. I turned 20 at XPW watching a gory death match in front of me. Okay, when you turned 20, you were still a fan of our stuff. I can't imagine being a 20-year-old podcast host, trivia expert, even as much as Louis knows, going up against the certified WWE Trivia Champion. That's daunting for me.
Yeah. At 20 years old, I was literally just breaking into wrestling, like the business side. Like
right.
I was literally just doing that like a few days before. But yeah, and I don't know, like I hadn't known, like I knew I watched a ton of wrestling. Like I watched it all the time consistently, and Ruthless Aggression during the time. That's my bread and butter. But I don't know if at 20 years old I could do this stuff, because like you figure probably if trivia competitions and YouTube were as big as it is now was as big 15 years ago, you figure a lot of the questions would be like early 80s stuff and maybe like early 90s and probably very Attitude Era heavy. I honestly don't know how I would have fared then.
Yeah, exactly.
And WCW and ECW wouldn't have been that like dead in the water.
No,
because you figure WCW and ECW, the original companies, have been gone for 20 years.
Yeah.
So freaking Michael, I just saw that. Yeah, you did. And guess what your present is? You get Chris Cass next week.
Hey, Chris Cass, bud. Good job.
You get Chris Cass the week of WrestleMania. So have fun with that. But yeah, it's so Louis.
Hey, but you know what?
But hey, let's put over Michael Turner. I mean, he's here. He won his match. We should be talking more about him, because he very well could go on and win this thing. And having gone against Michael Turner in a very much different format, he's nobody to mess around with. He really isn't.
Michael, if you want to come in and talk about the match, DM one of us and let us know. We'll send you the link. Please come on in, dude, for real.
Yeah, I'll make sure it'll be brief, because I got stuff to talk about.
Breaking news: WWE just launched a WrestleMania mobile app. Okay, so first of all, they're calling the last SmackDown WrestleMania edition of SmackDown. They're going to have a SmackDown tag title for a 4-way and the WrestleMania Battle Royal that night. Like, it doesn't need to be 3 days, guys. Jesus.
I mean, it's almost 5 nights at Mania right now, because you figure right. NXT is doing Stand and Deliver the 2 nights before that. So
I think Vince knows that if he does something, I guess I'll do a watch along of it, and he doesn't want me to have sleep ever again. He wants me to be like him and be a friggin' cyborg. Son of a bitch.
You're like, how dedicated are you to? I'm sending Turner the DM if you haven't already.
Okay, yeah, I haven't, because I don't have this contact directly. Yeah,
yep.
Vince, don't
check your Twitter DMs, Michael.
Yeah, even as much as I dislike your booking, do not challenge my dedication to your company, old man. I will rule you, dude.
Sam Fisher, talking about Adam, said, I used to watch Blampied's old How Would I Have Booked episodes. He still does those on the parts.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He has some very good ideas. I would like to collaborate more with Adam in the future. Really doesn't matter what it is. I think he's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait. Dinner. Is he a Brit also? He's overseas, right?
Who? Adam? Yeah.
Yeah. No. Michael.
No, Michael's from South Carolina.
Oh, okay. So 6 foot. Okay, got it. All right. I was going to say, if he's going to dinner now, goddamn, then Brits eat later. No. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, we will see. Yes, we will.
We will. And your match against Chris Cass, that's going to be like, that's a CWT showcase match right there. That's
right.
Combat Wrestling Trivia at its finest, because Chris Cass, if I haven't brought this up before, is the current CWT World's Champion. So there's championship gold all around this tournament. I don't know how to handle it, because Chris is CWT champion. Scott is the bump champion. Louis is a former Quizlemania champion. Michael Turner exists. Sorry, Michael. I love you, brother. But
and you, of course, with your own version of the big gold bear sitting next to you. So there you go.
Exactly. Like this thing is what it's all about. And I hope they know. And he'll probably explain it to whoever makes the finals, it's like, you don't actually get this physical belt. You're just recognized as champion,
Right.
which I'm sure Louis knows because like he doesn't get the Quizlemania trophy, which, haha. But yeah, they don't get the physical belt. But I'm hoping that after April 29th is over, former workhorse champ. There you go. CWT workhorse champion.
That's right. I think this. I will say this: if the craziest of all things happens and you do get dethroned, if the person that beats you reaches out to me and says, "Hey, where'd you get that done? Would you be willing to at least go in with me? We can talk turkey." Because, like I said, I custom made that for Greg because it's got his logo, my logo, Aaron's logo, the WTC logo, and like it's very Greg centric. So, like, if one of these four guys here at the end here manages to pull off the heist of the century, much like Seth did a few years ago, I am all in on collaborating on a custom design. Go for it.
Well, fortunately for me, I don't have to worry about third person cashing in on April 29th.
Right.
Although
she's sneaky. You never know.
we are 4 weeks away.
Whew.
We are 4 weeks away. We are less than a month away from me possibly and my 1100 plus day reign. It could end. Like, I have to like put that in my mind. It's like, okay, if you don't show up on April 29th, it could all go.
Yeah.
I won't know what to do with myself. Like, this has been my thing for the last 3 years. Like,
right.
It's weird living in a world where I might not be champion.
Right.
So I really
think about, and we talked about this when JJ and I did our Hall of Fame, the people that should be in, there was a time, in January of 71 where people left Madison Square Garden and Bruno wasn't the champion anymore. Mm. And a lot of them wondered mindlessly, like, what do we do now? What just happened?
I mean, I feel that weight, and maybe it's just a Pittsburgh thing, but like,
thank you. There you go with that one. Thank you for taking that out of the park, out of a PNC Park. I appreciate that very much. There you go. Very good.
The Pirates played it. I know the Yankees lost, so that's like, They lost to the Blue Jays 3-2. It's like, well, it's at least it's a full season.
Dude, speaking of opening day, I got because I was telling I don't know if I was telling you or if I was telling JJ about this. Let me find the tweet before I start getting wound up. Go ahead and keep going on the thread you're going on.
Okay, but next week I want to break down the rest of the tournament so you guys know what's going on, because we basically know what the last 4 matches are. So next week, Chris Cass, Michael Turner. The winner moves on to the finals. The week after that, Scott Gata, Louis Dangor. The winner of that goes to the finals. In 3 weeks, on April 22nd, the winner of Cass and Turner faces the winner of Gata and Dangor.
Yeah.
The winner of that faces me.
And Greg, it's funny. Like when I was thinking about Scott and Louis, it's like I was like, all like, oh yeah, man, Scott's got the momentum. Like I said, that little kid scares me.
I'm telling you what, like you look at Scott and Louis, just looking at their first 2 matches, they're going to have a hell of a match.
They really are.
Like that one's so hard to predict. Every one of these matches, because you don't know where people's gaps are.
No, you don't.
And there could be something that's like so obvious to one of us that hits the other person and they don't have a clue.
No.
And the way these questions are being asked, like I'm looking at the questions for the finals. Whew. I mean, they're not easy. Like I thought I threw the gauntlet at Louis and Matt Rosa. Like I honestly thought those were the hardest questions that I came up with.
Right.
And they answered 13 out of 20 right, which is terrifying. But oh my gosh, like
get out of our head.
Listen, if I could make that happen, I would be on that Quizlemania. but I am not in control of that.
No.
That is not up to me. Go talk to who's in control of Quizlemania. Throw my name out there. Not like they don't know, but there's the hope. Like, let's. I'm not even worried about that at this point because I'm more likely to have the championship match before I get on Quizlemania. Like, that's more likely to happen.
Yep. You got this, Sheets, buddy. I believe in you, Greg. Like how Virtue doesn't bet against Roman, I don't bet against Greg. Hey, I made the mistake of daring to bet against him when he was against me. I don't do that no more.
Virtue doesn't bet against me either. That's why I made.
Well, no, and you know what?
I made $100 from our Iron Man match.
I'm gonna say, shit. So
honestly, that's why I wanted more than the title. Was like, hey, I want $100.
Like honestly, like part of me was like, I was so bummed I lost. Part of me is like, yes, stuck at the Virtue. Brilliant. So,
I haven't brought this hashtag up for a while, but
oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Too many controls in that. Too many people controls.
Everybody's controlling everything. But yeah, I do want to bring this up. Hopefully that should finally get us on. It would be nice. Let's be honest. It would be nice, but they've had guests far bigger than me on. Like they've had Victoria, they've had Melina, they've had people in the business. Like they just had Aiden English a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful, but I'm also being realistic. So.
Yeah.
I am super happy though that nobody from Wrestle Talk messaged me and was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be on Quizlemania today." Like if they had messaged me today, I would have been like, "That's the meanest thing you ever did to me." Like that's so cruel.
So let me just say, since you've announced the schedule, I appreciate it in advance because knowing the post game for the 20 will be also on the 29th for the championship match.
Yep.
I will hopefully be recovered from shot number 2 by then.
Well, if not, I'll try and I'll have somebody on here.
Well, no, okay, I'm not gonna miss the championship post game. Like, if I have to sit there looking like I'm greener than Kermit the Frog, so be it. Like, I don't care. But like,
as long as you start the show with "Hey ho, Kermit the Frog here," then you're good.
Hey ho, Kermit the Frog here. I can do it.
There you go. See, you're set. You're completely perfect. All right,
Tim, I'm so sorry for that. Good Lord. Oh man, so bad.
No. Honestly, that was better than mine. I thought it was good.
Yeah, remember live with JJ all those years. You get Kermit in your head, and that happens. Okay. So the tweet I found this morning when I was working with Jay, it's been determined for sure that Tom Brady is pure evil. 8 hours ago, he tweets out, "With opening day being today, I'm excited to announce we're bringing the Expos back to the major leagues in 2022. Excited to be the first player, coach, owner in MLB history." Tom, you are an evil bastard. Dude, now that he's left Belichick and still won the Super Bowl, he gives absolutely no shits. Zero. God bless him.
Yeah, there's so many like champions involved right now with the tournament remaining.
There's like, Flair always, they always talk about with the Horsemen, walking in tall cotton. Dude, these next 4 weeks, there's some mighty tall cotton we're gonna be walking through between the 4 guys left and you. Like, holy moly!
I'm almost kind of glad that Sean Ross Sapp isn't in the tournament because I figure he would have been a beast too. Like he might have, slaughtered the competition. But again,
you figure the people that turned us down, or not turned us down, but weren't able to, Sean and Denise and all these. It's like
Alex, also former Quizlemania champion. I tried to get Chris Van Vliet also, I'm gonna throw stuff at the wall again, see what sticks next time. I want Kenny McIntosh from Inside the Ropes. I want Alex McCarthy from Wrestling Daily. I want these like big people in there. If Uncle Dave wants to show up, if Meltzer wants to show up, bring it. Like, I will have you in this tournament. I want everybody. I want the interest there. It's like when I do Luck of the Draw. Like, I want people there because I want people to have fun. And that's, while this is, for me, it's a very like serious competition. It's very fun also, like competing in this stuff, even though it drives me up a wall and sometimes gives me a coronary. It's a lot of fun for me. But at the same time, like I want people to like have a fun. Josh said Ryan Satin. I would be fine if Satin would come on. I would be. I really would be. Like I understand like some people don't like him. Some people don't like a lot of the people that we've mentioned, like Alvarez. Like a lot of people don't like Alvarez.
Which again, like Brian has the unfortunate thing against him is that he's actually wrestled and been in the business. So when people hear his opinion, they think he's being too full of himself. I vehemently disagree with that assessment of Brian. I really do. But then again, a lot of people think the world of Dave, and I can't give him the time of my day because he bugs. So
yeah. So, but that's next tournament. I'm not thinking about next tournament right now. I'm going to go on a vacation in June and not think about next tournament. So come July, August timeframe, we will get another tournament done. But that is in the future. I am not worried about that right now. We got 4 weeks left of this tournament, 3 weeks left of the tournament, and then the championship match. So that's the focus right now. So we're almost hitting 7 o'clock. I know like other stuff's going on at 7. So I do want to close the show out again. Next week, Chris Cass, Michael Turner. The week after that, Scott Gatto, Louis Dangor. The winners of those 2 matches will meet in 3 weeks in the finals of the tournament, which I am looking forward to that match very much to see who comes out on top. And then April 29th, episode 100 of Wrestling Trivia Challenge. I put my championship on the line against the tournament winner. And if it's anything like the last tournament I set up, I'm in for it, baby. I am. Because if you remember the last tournament, Mark Moffat and I went to overtime. I don't want to do that again, but it may very well happen. So for Jeff Meacham, who will be hosting that trivia final with me and whoever wins the tournament, I am the Wrestling Trivia Challenge champion, Greg Cherry. I got a trivia match of my own to record here in about an hour. So hey, I gotta get my mind ready for that, for what is my 4th recording of the day.
Yes. So you get to go in the editing room now.
Yes. So we're gonna have fun the rest of the night.
No sleep till
no sleep till. I would say Brooklyn, but it's in Florida. So
no sleep till April 30th. Let's be real.
Yeah, we're not sleeping till the end of the freaking month. So that being said, for Jeff, I'm Greg Cherry. Thank you very much for tuning into this episode. Tune in next week. Check out all the episodes of Wrestling Trivia Challenge exclusively on the Greg Cherry brand. And we will see you next week right here on the Wrestling Trivia Challenge.